That's not supposed to happen. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen either. Welcome back to the channel. We're in the barn today, and I'm doing some maintenance on the log splitter. I've changed the directional control valve. Mine was leaking. I picked up the one that Princess Auto sells, the 18 gallon per minute directional control valve with auto kickoff. They had it on sale, so I picked it up. It was cheap. But in the comment sections and the reviews, there's a few people who felt that the lever moves in the wrong direction vis-a-vis the cylinder. That if you pull the lever, the cylinder goes that way. When you push the cylinder, it comes this way. And there was comments saying that the directional kickoff, the detent for the kickoff, is when you pull it forward, it goes into the detent for the kickoff. And that even if you flipped the hoses around and changed everything, you couldn't make it work properly. And I don't believe that. I can understand that if you move the lever, perhaps things move in the wrong direction. But I changed the valve. I marked the hoses before I did that. And that's a train. You may hear those. So I've got the hoses where they were before I changed the valve. My valve was leaking, so it had to go. And they detent, the auto kickoff, that wasn't working properly. So between the two of them, I figured get a new valve. So anyway, I'm going to put the lever on like that, and we'll test it out to see whether it works properly or not. So that's where the detent should be, and no, it's not. It's here. So when you pull it forward, it goes into the auto kickoff detent. So that is backwards. So we'll look at that and we'll fix it. First of all, we can change whether or not that goes forward or backwards simply by rotating this piece here. To do that, you need a 5mm Allen wrench, and you have to take the lever back off, which isn't a big deal. Pull the two R clips, pull the two pins, take the lever out. Life's all good. These two 5mm Allen screws just come right out. And that piece rotates. Put the screws back in, or bolts or screws. I guess technically they're screws, although the parts list probably calls them bolts. Tighten them up and put the valve back on. Now, the pins are two different lengths. One's longer and one's shorter, obviously. The longer one goes in the top because it's fatter. And then these two little pieces come up and you pop the pin through. And then you take your two R clips, one of which disappeared. There it is. And you shove your R clips through. So, does it work properly now? Well, detent. No detent. Detent. So that fixes that. Now, let's check and see whether or not the other fellow is right that says when you pull the lever forward, the cylinder will go backwards. And if you put it into backwards, the cylinder will go forward. And that wouldn't make much sense, because if it's going forward when you're in the detent, it'll kick off as soon as you hit the log. So let's fire it up and we'll see what happens. So clearly there's something to that comment. When I put the lever forward, the cylinder went backwards. When I pushed it that way and the detent engaged, the cylinder went this way, the opposite way. But I don't think that that is uncurable, unlike what the fellow said in the comment section. I think that can be fixed. You'll notice that when I took mine apart, I flagged each of my hoses so that I know where they go. I've got them in the right place. I've got forward in the forward one, I've got rear in the rearward one. I say that if I swap these two hoses at this end, the cylinder will work properly. So I'm going to swap those and show you. First of all, this hose, you'll notice, bends around and comes to the front of the cylinder. This one goes down here to the back of the cylinder. When I bring you back, they will be reversed. All right, for those of you who are playing along at home, I now have the hose marked forward going to the rearward port, and the one marking rear going to the forward port. This one goes to the back of the cylinder. This one goes to the front of the cylinder. And the rain has picked up. So I'm going to fire it up and we'll see if the valve works properly now. Alright, so again, for those of you playing along at home, I pushed the lever forward, the cylinder went forward. I pushed the lever backwards, it went into detent, the cylinder moved backwards. When it got to the end, it kicked off. Engine struggled, but I haven't got it revved out. I've just got it idling along because it shakes the crap out of the camera when I put it on the wooden floor of the barn. The vibration travels through and shakes the camera, and that's not fun. So anyways, in summary, yes, when you get the valve from Princess Auto, you will have to change that little block there. Takes a 5mm Allen key, and that ain't hard. You will also have to likely change your hoses at one end, at this end, if your cylinder moves in the wrong direction. That's not hard. If you can change the valve, you can change the hoses. I do recommend getting some swivel fittings so that you can align it. I did have to change the position of this valve, or this fitting, so that the longer hose went to the shorter distance. That wasn't any big deal. I had to rotate this one a little bit out. All I did was loosen the other ends and repositioned, because they've got swivel fittings. Buy swivel fittings. They are 3/4 NPT female here and male. Princess Auto's got them. These ones are 1/2 inch. I'll put the part number in the doobly-doo below so that you can pick those up. You'll want 2 of the 3/4 and 2 of the 1/2 inch. Anyway, I hope you found the video interesting. A little different than we normally do. And if you do, leave me a comment, leave me a like, leave me a subscribe, whatever. Sorry, I'm not using the wood chipper or the log splitter or the sawmill today because, like I say, 3 inches of rain and more rain up there coming down. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.